Land of the free, home of the brave. Daniel McCurry here. Having long pondered the concepts of freedom and human rights, observing the way these developed in history, and looking at the way they're distributed and evaluated around Earth, this man has found that without bravery, there is no freedom. Courage, it was said, is when you're scared spitless, but you saddle up anyway. That's about as good a definition of bravery or courage as is known to exist. Bravery, courage, intestinal fortitude, or guts, is what it takes to try and fail, and keep on trying and failing until you actually succeed. Americans have pursued this pattern many times. Some of them rather famously, such as Abraham Lincoln in politics and Thomas Edison with a light bulb, over 2,000 failures to find a good filament. Now, there's something more to it than that even. Faith in our God is what carries us and keeps carrying us a long ways and longer ways. It took us clear to the moon. And it took us clear to the International Space Station and past the point of having to depend on the Russians anymore for any more space vehicles. Now we don't need them. We have private enterprise taking care of that. Real Americans taking care of that, doing it. I'm talking about two Americans, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. There's others working on that too. Now we know how, so we're going to work on it and take what we know and make it better. Like recovering the space vehicles, the lower stages of the rockets. We're going to get better than that too, I promise you. But it's because of courage, of bravery, that we do this. We have the guts to not be afraid of being laughed at. We have the guts to not worry about looking ridiculous. We have the guts given to us by the Lord, by God. It's a gift. To never, 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 never give up. In the words of Winston Churchill. It's because the Lord is with us, and the Lord encourages, provides for us, and helps us, that we keep going and keep going. It says in Proverbs, a righteous man falls 7 times and yet rises up again. That's encouraging. And yes, Israel, when in the promised land, succeeded at Jericho and failed at Ai. The Lord helped them to clean up their act, to get the sin out of their nation that caused them to fail at Ai. They took care of that and then went on and conquered it. I think that pattern of trying and failing and so forth, I think it comes from God, because He doesn't want us to give up. He does not want us to stop. Because, well, Jesus is supposed to become the firstborn among many brothers or brethren, which includes the ladies too. Because I go through a day and I might get a little tiny bit better than was yesterday in my behavior and so forth. And then the next day, guess what? There's an old song, Troy Daniels song. Jesus, how could you love me? And the chorus is, Jesus, how could you love me? Jesus, how could you love me? When it comes to choose between bad and good, I choose bad 2 out of 3. And that's why with a lot of us. But the Lord doesn't want us to give up. He wants us to, the next day or perhaps the day after that, come just a little bit closer to being a better person. And being a better person. We'll never get to perfect. We'll never get to what Jesus was. But every day, we can keep getting closer and closer and closer to what he was like. Even in our failures, because failure is something you could and you should and you can and must learn from. You can't let them stop you. Yes, we're the land of the free, the home of the brave. Because we have the courage to pick ourselves up and go again. Like that old poem by Rudyard Kipling called If. And he's said in there a lot of what is right and what I feel is right and what the Lord knows is right. Not giving up is half of it, or more than half. Because once you give up, you have failed. God bless you. Have a good day. We praise him for his goodness. He's good all the time and everywhere. And we praise him for his wonderful works of salvation, the Holy Bible, and his universe we live in. Now, one more thing. Please like, share, and subscribe. And do have a really good day. Bye.